Imagine waking up one day to find that your state is teetering on the edge of collapse. The kind of collapse you never saw coming, but you should have. It's not just an economic meltdown or a political disaster. It's everything happening all at once. And it's happening right now across the US. From skyrocketing debt to environmental disasters, the issues these states are facing could change your life and the lives of millions. Some are barely hanging on, and if things don't turn around soon, the effects won't just make headlines. They'll be felt in your own backyard. Stick around to find out which states are in serious danger and whether yours could be next. You won't want to miss this. Let's dive in. 10. Illinois, the debt time bomb. Imagine walking through a city where storefronts are empty, streets feel abandoned, and every step echoes a growing crisis. That's Illinois. The headlines scream recovery, but it feels more like retreat. Why? Illinois is drowning in over $140 billion in pension debt. Yes, you heard that right. One of the highest public debt loads in the nation, and the state is borrowing from the future to survive today. Property taxes are skyrocketing, driving families out. Small towns are disappearing. Neighborhoods are being hollowed out. Chicago steals the spotlight, but the silent collapse is happening elsewhere. Can Illinois survive when its future is mortgaged to the present? 9. New Jersey, the Exodus crisis. New Jersey seems solid, right? Close to New York, high incomes, busy highways. But beneath the surface, it's falling apart. Public pensions are underfunded, taxes are among the highest in the country, and the exodus is real. Over 70,000 residents left in just 1 year. Businesses are following. So, what happens when both the workforce and tax revenue disappear? It's not just about money, it's about survival. And New Jersey's local budgets are already stretched thin. 8. Connecticut, the quiet erosion. Connecticut, charming towns, ivy-covered campuses, and quiet wealth. Looks perfect, right? But ask anyone who's been there long enough, and they'll tell you, something feels off. The state's debt load is crippling. Billions tied up in pensions, and the interest alone is pulling it deeper into a hole. But here's the kicker. Younger residents are leaving, and without new families or fresh income, who will pay for Connecticut's future? Small towns are already on the brink of disaster, and the state's reliance on an unstable financial sector is more dangerous than anyone realizes. Will Connecticut run out of time? 7. Kentucky, a struggling economy. The rolling hills of Kentucky hide a growing disaster. Small towns are losing everything. Hospitals closing down, jobs disappearing, and communities are struggling to survive. What happens when the state leans too heavily on coal and government aid? When both are on life support, the entire system starts to crumble. Poverty rates are rising, and the opioid crisis is draining what little resources are left. Kentucky's future hangs by a thread. Will they reinvent themselves in time, or will it be too late? 6. Louisiana, the erosion crisis. Louisiana is known for its culture, music, and food, but the truth is far darker. One football field of land vanishes every hour due to rising seas, and the oil industry that once fueled this state is now in decline. The infrastructure is crumbling, schools are underfunded, and some towns are already facing near total collapse. Add hurricanes, wildfires, and rising insurance premiums, and the state is fighting a losing battle on all fronts. How long can Louisiana survive when everything that once held it together is slipping away? 5. Pennsylvania, the Rust Belt nightmare. Pennsylvania's past is built on steel, coal, and manufacturing. But today, many of its cities are ghost towns. Small towns are shrinking at an alarming rate. Businesses shutter, and young people are fleeing for better opportunities. Meanwhile, the opioid crisis has devastated entire communities. The state's infrastructure is decaying. And with its economy stuck in the past, how many more patches can Pennsylvania apply before it collapses completely? 4. California, the Golden State's illusion. California is known as the dream state, sunshine, Hollywood, Silicon Valley. But take a closer look. The cost of living is soaring. Even six-figure salaries can't keep up with rent in major cities. Homelessness is at emergency levels. And California's once glittering reputation is crumbling. Energy blackouts, water shortages, and wildfires are now a constant reality. In fact, over 500,000 residents have left the state in just 3 years, and many were the middle-class workers who fueled the economy. Can California continue to thrive when its foundations are buckling? 3. Arizona, the mirage of the desert. Arizona is growing fast, more people moving in every day. But here's the catch. The systems in place, water, energy, housing, can't keep up. The Colorado River is drying up, and the state's water crisis is no longer a distant concern. It's happening now. The desert's promise of affordable living is evaporating, and temperatures are soaring to life-threatening extremes. Can Arizona adapt before it's too late, or will it become an uninhabitable desert? 2. Maryland, the cracks beneath the surface. On the surface, Maryland looks like a place with it all. Thriving suburbs, historic charm, and wealth. But beneath the surface, it's a different story. Baltimore's poverty rates are skyrocketing. Crime is rising. And across the state, families are being squeezed by the high cost of living and low wages. Can Maryland balance its strengths with these growing challenges? Or is it quietly approaching collapse? 1. Alaska, America's last frontier, faces collapse. Alaska looks like a rugged paradise, but it's a state in peril. Oil prices are plummeting, and the revenue that once funded Alaska's economy is shrinking. Meanwhile, climate change is ravaging the state. Roads are being swallowed by permafrost, and villages are disappearing into the sea. Young people are leaving for better opportunities, and the government's budget is tightening, cutting services. How long can Alaska survive when its very foundation is crumbling? The story of these 10 states is more than just headlines and statistics. It's a wake-up call. From financial crises to environmental disasters, the cracks are appearing everywhere, and they could spread faster than anyone expects. If this video opened your eyes, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next deep dive into stories that matter. Like this video if you found it eye-opening and share it with friends who need to hear this too. Together, we can stay informed and ready for what's coming, because understanding these challenges is the first step toward finding solutions. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay aware, and we'll see you in the next video.